Alright, so this is the 4-hour chart. This is already updated to include today's action. We have done, of course, level management several times if you're going to be an aggressive trader as marked here, or if you're going to be a conservative trader as marked here. The only difference is that if you are an aggressive trader, if you are a conservative trader, you're going to be buying half size upfront. Upfront, this wave here, very important wave, we're going to have it segregated on the 1-hour chart. You see a 1, 2, a 3, you see a 1, 2, then an internal 1, 2, internal 3, 4, internal 5. There's some kind of a correction here. Want to buy half size right into that correction right away. If you're not already, of course, in the market. If you're already in the market, you just let it run to 5,200. We have the projections on the daily. Over here it's showing at 4,800 at least. Okay, so if you're again aggressive trader, you want to have half size up front. If the market, if we are mistaken, we are of course inside of an LA channel, so maybe unlikely that we are mistaken, but we could always be mistaken. If there's a break lower, we're going to the top of level 3. This is the first level that we're going to be seeing, that neckline. We add our second half, we take it all the way again to the market top, 4,800. If you are a conservative trader, so you're going to buy half size up front. If the market breaks lower, you let go of that degree 3 neckline, you buy at the degree 1 level. The segregation has been rounded up, meaning has been updated. So if you have the same chart as of yesterday or day before that, you'll find that some of the labels have changed because we have added labels to one another, and we just said earlier that cycles add up. So this is meaning to say that probably we're standing on something concrete. If for some reason this is the end of level 3 here in white, you have a correction, the very most it will take you is of course the top of level 1. So instead of buying at the top of level 3, because if this was a trending cycle, it would bounce at the top of level 3 and go up. You're a conservative trader, then you are going to be buying at level 1. This is of course 3,250. You go out, at that point you're seeing a big head and you're going to have right shoulders and left shoulders. You go out into the right shoulders. Okay, we've done this of course several times, so let's move straight to trade management and conserve time. If you want to trade them, just please make a note to the moderator. We will get to redo it. Okay, so this is today's trade management charts, and this is the 1-hour chart. This is that same wave that we're seeing on the 4-hour chart. There is a 1, 2, there is a 3. All right, there's a correction into 4. Okay, so ultimately that correction into 4 should bounce at the top of a 1 at the most. Internally, we are not really, have not segregated these internals. There are internals a 1, 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5 that marks the top of 3. So we're just into leg A at that time. There's going to be a leg B, there's going to be a leg C. But we know this is a top out into a 3. We believe so. You could get to see some negative momentum tomorrow on the 1-hour chart if you're not already seeing it today. Ideal of a wave 4 shown here in green, this very small 4. But even if we see negative momentum, it will look something like this, like what we had in wave 2. Maybe we will not, maybe we will. If the market is very strong, we will not, and we'll have a divergence, but we could get some negative momentum. It is of no problem, no consequence. There will just be a zero line bounce, maybe below, I think so anyway, below the zero bounce, and we can actually take a cycle extreme buy into this at any one of these levels. Of course, the most notable levels are going to start as of 50%, 4,468 and 4,424 and 4,370. We have potential to see 23.6. It's above level 1, 4,370. So in order to know which is which, I mean which level you want to buy into, once you get to see some negative momentum on the 1-hour chart, we would consider to buy a cycle extreme on the 5 and 15 minute charts. Cycle extreme on the 5 and 15 minute chart would mean that over here is the end of the correction, especially if you are above level 1. Alright, so we have of course a risk matrix. If you don't want to bother your head with all of this, you just follow the risk matrix and you will then probably buy at 50%, a bit higher, so that you are sure that you're in the market. Okay, so 50% comes in at 4,468. Let's say it's around 4,450. 38.2% is 4,424, so we're wedged in between 4,450. We're working on the premise that we are a bit aggressive because this is of course a very bullish issue. So we buy half size. We're using 2 coins, one coin at 4,450, another coin at 3,900. We already checked where that 3,900 is. Okay, so if you are aggressive, this is where that 3,900 is. Half size, just below 4,000 is where that 3,900 is. All right, and if we don't get to see that 3,900 whatsoever, we're just holding one coin at 4,450. We take it all the way to 4,800. This is the earliest target you would expect to get. Maybe next week, maybe across the weekend, it's gonna yield $350 for one coin. If we get to see, of course, 3,900, then we're holding 2 coins at 4,175, and we double this, naturally, double the yield. Yields here are all actually based on the calculation that we're just holding one coin. I believe we're already long as of 4,070 and 4,150. We just hold all the way to 5,250 for one coin. That's about $1,000. We could add, yes, so someone here said we could add. If we're going to be adding, of course, we are adding fractions of that coin. We add another half coin, we add another coin, maybe. All right, we take same targets, 5,250, or we could then, if we are successful in adding, we would take partial profits at 4,800 and carry half of course, half of our size profits at 4,800, carry the rest to 5,250. All right, over here, of course, we're showing that you're buying half size right at 4,450, that half here. If the market should break lower, this neckline will be done with. This is your addition at 3,900 at the second neckline. Okay, and you add that second half there. Okay, let's just check the market and then move on to Bitcoin. 4,555, it's right where about we want to make that entry. So just excuse us a minute. We're not having any negative momentum on the 1 hour chart. We know this correction is still going to do more work, I think. We could of course take projections on the 5 and 15-minute chart, see what's going on, but it's a lot of time. I believe everyone now knows how to go about this. So if you want it done, you could also make a note to the moderator. We'll try to take projections towards the end of the session. Okay, but I would rather do the projections on Bitcoin because Bitcoin is a more complex correction. And whatever we will be seeing on Bitcoin, we're going to Bitcoin right now, you could also do on Ethereum. Okay, so we're looking at 50% buy there. This is still 3. Well, that's an 3A, there's going to be 3B, there's going to be 3C. So of course you're looking at the neckline, you're looking top of 1, you're looking at this moving average, and you want to buy cycle extreme at any one of these levels. Let's just do a simple projection to see how far we expect this to go so far. So for a simple flat correction, you are looking at 4,411, 4,447. Would go for 4,411, below 4,424. There's also of course possibility to see 4,360, top of level 1 here. So we just have to monitor the correction on the 15-minute and try to get into a cycle extreme on the 15-minute. That would do it. Okay, so far we've not had a cycle extreme. This reading here is -147, so probably we're still gonna get a cycle extreme.